she believed, if I only touch the edge of his garment, I will be healed. So this woman came through the crowds. She touched the edge of Jesus' garment. Jesus said, who touched me? The crowds, the disciples said, nobody touched you. Everyone is pushing to see you. Jesus said, who touched me? This woman came and she told him, I touched you. And Jesus here told her, your faith saved. This woman was a Gentile woman. Now, archaeologists on the Golan Heights found a door, and on that door there was a depiction of a woman touching someone's garment. And since the region of the Golan Heights or the Golanites was a Gentile area, they believed that this woman was a Gentile. But although this woman was a Gentile, she knew about the Jewish laws. Now, she was bleeding for 12 years, the Bible tells us. She spent all her money on physicians, and her situation deteriorated. She became worse. But she believed, if I only touch the edge of his garment, I will be healed. So this is when she came secretly to touch the edge of Jesus' garment. And why she came secretly to touch the edge of Jesus' garment? Because according to a Jewish law, first, she's a woman, she's not clean. If she comes and touches the edge of the rabbi's garment, she will be stoned. She will make him unclean. And that's why she came secretly, to touch the edge of Jesus' garment. Now, when she touched Jesus' garment, Jesus said, who touched me? The disciples said, no one is touching you. Everyone is just pushing to see you. But Jesus felt that there was a power that went out of him. And he once again said, who touched me? This woman came and told him, I touched you. And this is when Jesus told her that your faith has saved. And here we once again see that who is believing in Christ, also the Gentiles. Now, the stones of this chapel were found in the market next to the synagogue where we came, and they were used or reused to make this chapel. This is one of the beautiful pictures that it's a hand of the woman touching Jesus' garment. And some do believe that perhaps over here Jesus was wearing the talit, what is called the talit, or the Jewish prayer shawl, when this woman came and touched him. And this prayer shawl is depicted on the picture over here. Okay. Do you have any questions before? Mark 6 all the way to Mark 8. Mark 6, it says that when Jesus was here with his disciples, there were a lot of people that were. Jesus asked his disciples to go and buy the crowds some food. They said, where we are going to feed these crowds? We need 200 or 300 dinars. Jesus asked them, what do you have? So they told Jesus that we have 5 loaves and 2 fish. Jesus asked the people, or asked the disciples, to let the people sit on the green grass in hundreds and fifties. He gave the blessings over the bread, the fish, and then it says 5,000 men were fed and 12 baskets were left over. Then Jesus leaves the region over here, and in chapter 7, Jesus goes up north toward the region of Tyre and Sidon. This is a Gentile territory. Over there, a woman came and asked Jesus to heal her daughter. Jesus told her, it's not worthy to take the food of the dog, it's not worthy to take the food of the children and throw it to the dogs. This woman told Jesus, "Oh, yes, Lord, but even the dogs eat from the crumbs of the children." Jesus told her, "For saying this, your daughter is safe." Jesus comes back to the region of the Gualanitas, that is the Golan Heights. Over there, when people knew that Jesus is crossing into that region, more people followed him. The same thing about fish and books. And over there, Jesus fed how many people? 4,000 people, and 7 baskets were left over. Then Jesus talks about the bread of life, and later he tells the disciples, "Don't you understand how many baskets were left over in the first miracle?" They told him 12. Jesus told them, in the second, they told him 7. Jesus told them, "You have still understand. You have eyes, but you don't see. You have ears, but you don't see." Because the first miracle that Jesus performed here, it was performed to the Jewish people. And the 12 baskets that were left over in this miracle represent the 12 tribes of Israel. Because here Jesus felt as a prophet that was sent to his own people, to the people of Israel. And this is when Jesus asked his disciples to let the people sit on green grass. This gives us a clear indication that this miracle was performed in this time of the year. Look around the plain over there. It's green. You come in May, it will be brown, rocky. And that's why when the Bible tells us that Jesus asked his disciples to sit on the green grass, this was the time of the year when Jesus performed this miracle. Now, some of the Jewish people that were here did not follow Jesus. So where Jesus goes? To the region of Tyre and Sidon. It's Gentile. He entered in the house. He didn't want anyone to realize that he is in that house. But when the Gentiles knew that Jesus is in that house, they came to him. And this woman asked Jesus to heal his daughter. Jesus, as a prophet that was sent to his own people, to the people of Israel, told her, "It's not worthy to take the food of the children and throw it to the dogs." And at that time, the Jewish people believed themselves to be the children of God. Everyone else is a dog. So Jesus told her it's not worthy to take the food of the children and throw it to the dogs. Yes, that woman was not there. She said, "Oh, yes, Lord, but even the dogs eat from the crumbs." She showed faith. And Jesus told her, "For saying this, for showing faith, your daughter is healed." Jesus comes back to the Gualanitas, that is a totally Gentile territory. He performed another miracle. And here, how many baskets were left over? 7. How many people were fed? 4,000 people. In the first miracle, 5,000 men. So why in the first miracle 5,000 men? Because that miracle was performed to the Jewish people. And the Jewish people did not count women. And by saying 5,000 men were fed, it means 5,000 families. And if you consider a family, father, mother, son, and a daughter, it means that Jesus fed 20,000 people in that miracle. And when he moved to the Gentile territories, Mark tells us that 4,000 people were fed and 7 baskets were left over. These 7 baskets represent the 7 Gentile nations that Joshua kicked out when he conquered the land over here. And these are mentioned in the Bible. I can give you the reference as we get back to the books. So during the Byzantine period, the first church was built over here to commemorate this miracle where Jesus fed the 5,000 men, destroyed, rebuilt, and the current structure dates back to 1982, as I remember. It belongs to the Benedictine Fathers. I know this is maybe a shocking news, but this church was burned by radical Jews 4 years ago. 4 years ago, it was burned by radical Jews. And just like last year, there was an altar. They came at night and they crossed out of the rock that represents the altar, and they crossed. We will go inside. I will point to you the mosaic and the rock where, according to tradition, Jesus placed the basket when he gave the blessing. But if you look in that basket, you will only see 4 loaves. Why? You will say that perhaps the fifth is below the 4th. Simply we have 4 loaves because the 5th was in Jesus' hands when he gave the blessing. And that's why we have only 4 loaves in the basket. Okay? So please follow me.